Hello everyone. Today, we will be reviewing El Toro at Six Flags Great Adventure. El Toro is a prefabricated wooden coaster built by Intamin, and this is honestly one of the best wooden coasters out there. There are many moments of ejector airtime, as well as strong positive Gs and floater airtime. El Toro begins with a small straightaway before a 180-degree left-hand turn that goes into the 181-foot tall cable lift hill. And for a wooden coaster, this is a pretty darn fast lift hill. Upon cresting the lift hill, you will advance forward before making another 180-degree left-hand turn that dumps you off into the 176-foot drop, sloped at a 76-degree angle. And if you're towards the back row, you'll get a very strong pop of ejector airtime on the way down. And this is one of the best drops of any wooden coaster. What an awesome way to start a ride. Towards the front of the train, you will receive floater airtime on the way down. It should also be noted that if you're in the back row, before you even crest the drop, the front half of the train will be cresting over, while you're still rounding the turn before. You will notice the train will start to speed up as you're rounding this turn, and so it results in some laterals towards the back of the train. Anyway, you will reach your top speed of 70 miles an hour at the bottom of the first drop. The valley after the drop also provides some strong positive Gs, which is very rare for a wooden coaster. You will then enter the first camelback. In the front row, you will get a strong burst of ejector airtime rising into the hill, before it weakens on the descent. In the back row, rising into the hill starts as floater airtime, before it turns into strong ejector airtime on the descent. The valley after the first camelback also has strong positive Gs. You will then enter the second camelback, which is very similar to the first one. Front row riders get a strong burst of ejector airtime rising into the hill before it weakens on the descent, while back row riders rise into the hill receiving floater airtime before it morphs into strong ejector airtime on the descent. The valley after the second camelback also offers strong positive Gs. You will then enter the turnaround, getting a tiny pop of airtime throughout the train. The turnaround itself is very fast-paced and has a great sense of speed, especially when sitting on the right side of the train closer to the catwalk, although the forces are pretty mild and can be a bit bumpy depending on where you sit. You will then twist up before you drop out of the turnaround, receiving some floater airtime towards the back of the train. You will then go into a speed hill, which offers some mild airtime throughout the train. After that, you go into a step up, which offers another tiny pop of airtime throughout the train. You will then make a left-hand turn that is highly banked, and just like the turnaround, the forces are pretty mild, but it's still very fast-paced. Up next is the rolling thunder hill. In the front row, you will get a strong burst of ejector airtime rising into the hill, while back row riders get a burst of ejector airtime on the descent. The valley after the rolling thunder hill has a strong burst of positive Gs as well. You will then enter the twister section. It starts with some switchback turns that offer some nice side-to-side forces. You will then turn up into a twisted hill, which offers some mild floater airtime throughout the train. After the twisted hill, the ride is essentially over, as you will go through a twisted dip, which offers no airtime, before rising up into the final brake run, which also has no airtime. Overall, El Toro is a great wooden roller coaster. It has a very well-rounded layout. However, the ride does die around the end, but I'm willing to give it a 9 out of 10. And those are my thoughts on El Toro at Six Flags Great Adventure. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.